Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler. I am live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com, and miracles do happen. We start on time. It's pretty cool, huh? So, yeah, a little limited on time for this one. Almost had to cancel the nooner, but didn't. Had to shuffle my schedule like crazy today. Trying to take care of some business and getting things going with the shop and getting things going with the channel. But yeah, you're going to see me a lot today. So we're doing 2 more live streams later tonight. I don't know if we're doing a live stream for Manifest. That'll probably be a recorded video, but we are doing Better Call Saul for sure. And who knows what else? I'm sure Mecha Random's going to do a live stream today, and I'm sure I think Midnight's Edge After Dark's doing one this evening as well. So you've got a full day of live streaming scheduled, and who knows, maybe Doomcock will come out with a video or something like that. You never know. Hello, everybody. So I don't have a ton of topics. We did a really good, if I do say so myself, live stream last night with Dennis, and we talked about Stage 9. We talked about the black eye that CBS's Star Trek has. I thought it was rather fun. Showed the boys first look. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time had by all last night. We had like over 100 viewers the whole time. I was stoked. So I had to flip around the times a little bit. And what was the inspiration for today's live stream was another YouTuber's video. Want to say congratulations to the anti-trekker on his 1-year anniversary. And he did a great video on that, kind of explaining what brought him on YouTube. And yeah, I definitely recommend you go check it out. As a matter of fact, when this turns into a video, I'll put the link in the description. But it inspired me because it got me thinking like why we got here. Now, Anti-Trekker got here basically his newest version of his channel. Give you the quick rundown is because of Star Trek Discovery. We have the Overlord DVD because of Star Trek Discovery. And for a large part, we're here because of Star Trek Discovery. It's actually 4 shows that kind of blended together to help build our channel, but Star Trek Discovery was the first one to give us a real boom. Now, it was 1 year ago today. We got off our live stream restriction. We got a community strike I have to this day, I have no idea what we did. It was over a video that was not even 3 seconds. We were going live and then they shut it down for some reason. And I had 2 co-hosts on and none of us had even said a word. So I don't know what happened. And instead of fighting it, I deleted the video because I was an idiot. And because I deleted the video, I couldn't fight it. So it was 90 days of no live streaming. And that's right when we were getting going. So it completely killed us for the summer. But it ended up being a good thing because it really got us. We learned a lot. I read all the community guidelines and I kind of know what's up now. We got our practice in and we got a lot better live streaming. And my co-host at the time, John, suggested we do Star Trek Discovery. I didn't want to do it at first. I'm like, nobody's going to give a shit about the show. It looks lame. And we did the pilot and nobody really watched our pilot episode recap, which is fine. But it was the next week on October 1st, 2017, where we got multiple thousands of views. I mean, good for this channel. At the time, we had 300 subscribers and we got like almost 7,000 views. So that was pretty damn good for the channel. And it was kind of off to the races from there. We hit 1,000 subscribers on December 28th, 2017. And then since then, we're almost at 6,000 now, which is pretty awesome. A lot, the Expanse has a lot to do with that. The whole canceling the Expanse, that was our second boom. But if it wasn't for Star Trek Discovery, I don't know if we'd be here right now. So, as much as we bash it and I don't like it or anything, I got to say thank you. I got to say thank you, Star Trek Discovery, for being bad and pissing a lot of people off. And then those people who were pissed off felt like they had no outlet to go to, because if they went to any of the websites like comicbook.com or, IO9, they were told they were stupid, or, they were man babies, or they were racist or whatever for not liking the show. And that's why people come to YouTube, because we can talk things out. We can reason things. And you hear the fact that we just don't like the content. It really has nothing to do with the cast at all. Now, it's debatable on whether the cast can act or not, but I will defend the cast on this. They are given poor writing. So I have seen members of that cast in other shows, and they've done fine. So I blame the writers on that show. I do not blame the actors. Yeah. The Ground Zero. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The ground zero for all of this, the Lone Wolf Cub, is Ghostbusters 2016. That kind of was the shot heard around the world, and things, kind of steamrolled from them into other properties. It's been a weird year and a half. I mean, it's all blended together. It's offshoots of it started with Gamergate, then it went to Marvel, then it went to Star Wars and all that stuff. Um, we bashed on Star Wars, and we're really, really done. Really, really done with Star Wars. I mean, if I'll talk about it on the Tribunal, if they want to talk about it, or I'll talk about it on other shows, but on this channel, it's not even worth talking about, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of moving on that one. Yeah, Christianette, CO9, what's up? Yes, American Gods was kind of our first real constant hit, although we were lame. We couldn't recap every episode right after it aired because I was doing a lot of traveling back then. But then American Gods got delayed, and now it's a shadow of what it used to be, which kind of sucks. Ash versus Evil Dead was a big show for us. It's canceled now. Westworld was a huge show for us. I don't know. It took a weird turn in season 2. Hopefully it can recover. The Expanse has been the best to us overall, and it is consistently the best show on TV. So I'm totally grateful for The Expanse, but I have to, shout out Star Trek Discovery a little bit. They, for reasons not to their liking, it's done, it's helped us quite a bit. So it's cool. It's cool to be here. We're getting close to 6,000 subs. Did not think we would be at this point. So we keep surpassing goals. Now I try to keep our goals kind of, realistic as well. I don't try to shoot for the moon. It's like, I want 100,000 subs by the end of the year. It's, 100,000 subs is something that just doesn't happen overnight. And you need to have a couple of videos that completely take off. And it's a lot of work. And it's all timing. It's good work and timing. And sometimes, you're not around. Like for the Expanse canceled video, that was hilarious. That happened. The first one, I was on somebody else's live stream, and I was just about to go to bed, and I just happened to check my Twitter, which I didn't do very often back then. And somebody said The Expanse got canceled. And I went, what? And I just started a live stream right there. Now, if you've been on this channel for a long time, we don't do tons of research. We're basically visceral. We're visceral opinions. Based on what knowledge we have of being fans of pop culture, working in the film industry, selling pop culture for a decade, basically by selling comics for 10 years, and that's what we do here. I mean, sometimes like for my American Gods video, that's probably the closest I'll get to researching. We don't write scripts, even on my recorded videos. That's just me going off the cuff, and I'm sure you can tell. But yeah, what's up, Tom? How's it going? Yeah, I can't go for 3 hours today, unfortunately. Man, my chair stopped squeaking for like 6 months, and now it's squeaking again. I don't know. I haven't gained weight, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, let's get to the chat here. So, I see we've got what's going good for us right now is Venture Brothers, and I don't know why it's going good. The Manifest, I did just a real quick review, and that thing kind of took off. So I can't call it on that one. I guess it's just a TV show that millions of people watched. I don't know if anybody liked it. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't good. Yeah, it's really average. The Expanse season 4 shooting started today. Let the hype begin, Beltalaudas. Hell yeah. So if they start shooting today, what's principal on a TV show can go for 3 months, 4 months, maybe. It's a little longer than a movie. I'm going off of memory here. And then I would say minimum 3 months post-production, probably 4, because they've got a little more money and they got some more toys to play with, possibly. So maybe it'll premiere on time, which would be late spring, early summer. If it's a little late, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. We're all grateful we just have that show. And the fact that we almost lost it is ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. I don't know. I would if the Expanse stayed canceled, I would have, with just the events of the last 15 years, I would have been convinced that we all somehow slipped into an alternate timeline. And we need to find our way back. Maybe we can spore drive our way out of it. Who knows? Let's get back up to the chat. Yeah. How are you dealing with the exit of Elon Musk from Tesla? Well, JP, I exited Tesla myself. The day before that happened, I exit stage left on that biatch. Yeah, it was not going well. Things aren't going well. I think it's pretty obvious. I can't talk about a ton of stuff because I signed an NDA, but I'd love to tell you. But I can promise you the public will find out soon. You can't keep that many people quiet for that long. NDAs or not. There's a lot of competitors in that industry who would like to see them completely fall. I don't. I want the company to completely succeed. I like electric cars. I think it's a good idea. And he's still CEO. So they didn't rip that from him. He actually has more responsibilities as CEO, but it is a major black eye for the company for sure. I don't even know what the stock is today. I'll check real quick. Stock. That's up. It's up. Go figure. And that's probably has to do with him staying as CEO. Yeah, it was at 260 Friday, and now it's at 307. So that's your Nerdrotic stock report. That stuff bores me to tears. Yeah. Invest in property, folks. Tangibles. Invest in tangibles. Have I seen no, Halam, I did not see the trailer for the Runaways. I saw that it just popped up. Did it look pretty good? I kind of like that show. So it's gonna come back on the 21st of November or December, but they're dropping it all at once. They're not doing a weekly thing. So you'll only get one video from us on the Runaways, unfortunately. Star Trek Discovery was on the verge of killing TV Trek for a good long time. James Hayes, it is. And J Take 7 says Legion. Yes, we cannot forget Legion. Yeah, Legion, American Gods, and Counterpart are shows we were pretty early on. I know a couple of other YouTubers had covered it, and good for them. They're smart people. But those are shows we're proud of. I want Counterpart. I want like everybody watching Counterpart when it comes back. I want you all to catch up on it. Go get the Blu-ray if you can. You can get season 1 on Stars if you have Amazon Prime. Watch that show. I mean, do not delay. It is a great, great show. Working, but wanted to say hi, Nerdrotic channel. Hello, Tom at Midnight said, you're always working. You're nonstop. Andre's got you moving, and that's good. I'm not able to sell. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Philip Ademic. I can't sell. I don't know what the hell happens to my stock at this point. So I don't know. Yeah. I think it just, I think I could roll it over or cash it out. I could roll it over or cash it out. I mean, if you hear my dog yipping down there, just ignore it. She's been banished for having an accident on the floor. She's on a timeout. Just went to Patreon. Don't screw for STDs, and atheists love the preacher. They do. The Bezopolis. What's up? Sorry, I got distracted by my dog whining. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. You probably can't. Love the Expanse. Love Legion, says Mary Ashmead. Welcome, Mary Ashmead. How's it going? So what got this channel here what got this? So many things got this channel here, and a lot of you have heard the story. We're coming up on our 5-year anniversary for the podcast. Dennis and I been doing it since January 7th, 2014. Started it 3 weeks after I sold the store. Dennis lost his brother. We were both like really just in bad spaces and just needed to not think for a little while. And our lives were in kind of shitty spots. And it's weird because, with the podcast, our lives have gotten so much better. And time does heal wounds if you work at it, if you work hard at it. Excuse me. I started watching because of American Gods, and that is good. That is good. It's going, he says. And we're going to get to more chat. How is your DS9 rewatch, Gary? You finished yet? Lamac, no, because what I'm doing is I took on the original series too, so I'm watching an episode of everything. So I'm having to watch them concurrent. So I do a original series. I do, TNG, Voyager, DS9, Enterprise. I'm saving. I don't want to rewatch that right now, but it is going. I will be done by the end of November, Lamac. So I can, I'll be ready for the Star Trek fans. I'll be ready to go. The canon will be in my head. Mostly. I have lots of notes too. I took lots of notes. I have these, here. Try not to knock. I have these notepads here. I have tons of them. And this is what we recap our TV shows with. And when I have live streams, I take suggestions. And I've got a stack about yay high right now. Altered Carbon was pretty enjoyable watch, says Snowman Frost. Yeah, it was. It's got a weird ending, but I liked it. It's there was a lot of style, maybe not so much substance, but sometimes style is good. Dark Phoenix is a joke. Legion, one of the greatest shows on TV. You're right. Halam 899. And somebody had pointed out, one of those YouTubers had pointed out that Red Hook is mentioned in Legion, in season 1 of Legion. And in the trailer, if you look on the background, for the police cars that Jean Grey flips over, it says Red Hook Police Department. Now, the reference in Legion was they were talking to, God, I forgot the guy's name. He was the head of Division 3, and he was talking about the Red Hook incident. Well, after the Red Hook incident, all bets are off, something like that. So there is a connection. Too bad they didn't think to bring on Noah Hawley to do, because that would have been a good X-Men movie. Check with Captain Robert April. He has the canon handbook, says Rover. Is it USS Rover or us Rover? I need to ask you that. But yeah, I will. I saw Captain Robert April in the live stream yesterday. That was cool. That was cool. Mechtheist, what's up? You wanted to not think. What a better way. What a better way than become pod people, right? Yes. Turn the brain off on serious stuff for a while. And sometimes you need to, you eventually I have to deal with it. And we did. But sometimes it's just like, it gets to be too much, Life is a bitch. But believe me, worse has happened. So life is also, it's also good to look at life on a grading curve, and you just, take your worst experience and go, at least I'm not in that right now. Hound 3000 says the Hound 3000 needs some hugs, says got to get to bed. See you guys later. See you later. Take it easy. There are, I don't know, like what news, there's been some stuff today. I can't talk about Star Wars. Jessica, is it not Jessica Biel? It's Jennifer Biel is going to be in Swamp Thing. That's cool. Here, let me go over here. This is where the good stuff was happening. We're going to try to have Derek Robertson, who is the artist of The Boys, on next weekend. So if you guys want to keep an eye on the website, And I'm going to try to talk him into doing a live interview so you can ask him questions. So if you're a comic book fan, you're a fan of Transmetropolitan, The Boys, Happy, the TV show that's on Sci-Fi Happy, which is also a show we're covering, and that's going to be coming out pretty soon. I think a month and a half that comes out. Oh yeah. So speaking of Star Trek Discovery, we got a poster and it's got a date. So batten down the hatches. January 19th, Star Trek Discovery's coming up, which is I always kind of thought it was. So we're seeing the little red thingies here. Okay. Now, the more I see this, doesn't it look like maybe points in time and space, and there's some little angelic thing here? Well, I don't know what that is. I don't care. I just can't help but think of the red matter from the 2009 Star Trek film, which was also at one point the Rambaldi device in Alias. And I think they're going to go. I'm wondering if Discovery is going to be a show that pops through different timelines. I don't know, guys. Maybe you heard some spoilers. I haven't. I'm just looking at this poster, and it just tells me that, and they're going to explain the canon. They said so. I don't know. It doesn't say much other than that, but yeah, seeing the red dots makes me think of red matter, which makes me think of messing with time and space and messing with canon. And like I said before, if Discovery lands in the Kelvin universe and stays there, that takes a lot of the bite out of our arguments. Now, we could still not like the show or content and stuff, but as far as canon, you can't really say much after that. And I'm okay if they want to do that. Good. Please, at that point, please just do it. How would I fit Legion in the MCU? There's actually a lot of ways you could fit Legion in the MCU because he is. Sorry, that's my phone. He's an Omega level mutant. He is like a god. He can mess with reality. He can not just your perception. He can mess with actual reality. There's a lot of ways you could bring him in. I just don't think they will. And they've said, the creators have said that they've only had a 3-season plan. So that's it. Legion season 3 is it. Doing a video on that. So I think there's a lot of people who would be bummed. I mean, it's great that a show goes out on its own terms. We always want that. We hate the cliffhanger at the end and a show getting canceled. That's lame. What's up, Silver Spike? Good to see you. Oh, thank you for the $5 super chat. Go Expanse. Can't wait to see Amazon's versions of the books. From the Bizopolis. I can't either. It's going to be really cool to see the show, which I don't know. I have no problems with the show tonally. I don't have problems with the special effects. Yeah, they shoot a lot of stuff in ships, but I mean, that's part of it. That's how it's written. I mean, they're not getting around budget on that. That's actually how it goes. It's going to be interesting to see them shooting stuff on location and being outside. That'll be interesting. I mean, they've done it before, but not a lot. I can't wait either. I think the gloves are off for the creators, and they are free to do a lot more. And and I'm sure they will make the best of it. I have no doubt this season's going to be good. I like book 4. Some people don't. Not a lot of people. Some people don't, and it's not like they don't like the whole book. There's parts of it they don't like. I think streamlined, it's a great story. Great story. Everything Jar Jar needs red matter. You're right, the lone wolf cub. That's his get out of plot device plot thing. Burnfred Axfielder says Kurtzman really likes the color red, doesn't he? I hope STD does end in the wretched Kelvin timeline, and I think we could get Romulus back in Star Trek canon. God, yes. I really have blocked that out of my mind until people remind me that in the real Star Trek timeline, Romulus is gone. No, that's horrible. Why would they I don't understand that. I don't understand why they would let them do that. I adored Legion. Proper grown-up stuff. Yes, it is. It is the for the nerding adult or the adulting nerd, whatever way you want to put it. Yes, Mary, we need to see David go full Legion. We saw a glimpse of it in the second and the last episode, and that was one of the best scenes of the show. Oh my God, we had Lenny like laying on the ground, pregnant, surrounded by just bones and skulls and stuff with a little drip of blood coming out of her mouth, and then you pan back and it's straight up Legion with the sticking up hair, holding up some kind of orb or something like that with his little, you know, Rob Liefeld vest on. That was awesome. That was some good fucking fan service. Like I applauded at that. That was so great. And it's also the thumbnail of our video if you want to just see the picture of it. It is beautiful. Book 4 filming outside will be cool on a strange planet, a very strange planet. I'm not going to spoil, but uh, it goes in line with the Expanse. The Expanse tries to answer things scientifically. They try to do the fantastic scientifically. So they still they make stuff up. And there's certain things they can't do to due to, you know, budget constraints, but they get, I mean, they do as good a job as anybody could. Also, which X-Men character do you want to keep the actor and actress for? Do you want to replace all the actors and actresses? I like James McAvoy as Charles Xavier, Michael Fassbender as Magneto. Um, I really okay. Yeah, they can't do this one, but I loved Kelsey Grammer as the Beast. I thought that was great. That was like the one shining thing. Last night we talked about bad things or good moments and bad things, and that was definitely like a good thing and a bad thing was Kelsey Grammer in Last Stand. Other than that, you know, I would keep the cast of Legion and Fassbender and McAvoy and everybody else you can replace. I don't like Sophie Turner as Jean Grey. I don't. I love her as Sansa Stark. I don't like her as Jean Grey. I can't remember the guy's name. The guy playing Cyclops is pretty good. Um, what's up, Mark Vignata? How's it going? Love Palm, what's up? Romulus isn't gone. Starfleet warned them, so that the Kelvin timeline can't happen. Yes, I'm gonna believe that. Kelvin timeline, no rules or canon whatsoever. None. I reject the notion that Romulus was destroyed in the canon timeline. That was another alternate timeline. Captain Robert April, I am 100% agreement with you. It's wrong in every way. And yeah, okay, let's just use JJ's red matter to fix this and just say the explosion created another timeline and the Romulus that was destroyed was actually just a blip of another timeline we were seeing, but it wasn't the real one. There, problem solved. You're welcome. You're welcome, Star Trek fans. I'm not even a Trekkie or a Trekker, but I will do that for you. Magneto was ruined in Apocalypse, the Lone Wolf Cub. Yeah, a lot was ruined in Apocalypse. I kind of wish I hadn't seen it because I kind of like Days of Future Past. It was a fun movie. It was all right, you know. Yeah, Kelsey Grammer was great as the Beast, and I'm blanking on his name now. The guy who played Nightcrawler in X2 was great. Alan Cummings. Alan Cummings. But he and Bryan Singer could not get along at all. Another from last night, I forgot to mention another good thing. It's okay. X2 is not a bad movie. X2 is actually a pretty good movie for the time. It hasn't. I mean, it hasn't held up well over time and like meandering around the freaking dam for an hour. Ugh. But the opening scene with Nightcrawler in the White House was fucking awesome. Can't deny that. That was awesome. Music, everything was great. Yeah, the guy who plays Cyclops is the guy from Ready Player One, and in the trailer, he looked yoked. Good, good. See, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody getting into their role. You know, it's like I'm going to be a superhero. I got to look like a superhero. Colleen Wing. Um, Yeah, I'm thanking Star Trek Discovery for the influx of subs. Let me be clear. I'm not thanking it as a TV show. Let me be very clear. Star Trek Discovery sucks, but thank you for the subs. Maybe that's what I should have said. I didn't want to put sucks in my title. But it's sincere. It is absolutely sincere. I want to see Batfleck do a Batfleck in the mud pit via Dark Knight Returns. Um, I want to see Ben Affleck stay. But if we're going to do a Dark Knight Returns and you can't, because we don't really have it. I mean, there's two ways to go with Dark Knight Returns, and it's not with Ben Affleck. You do it with Christian Bale, or but they've grounded that world too much. I think you get Michael Keaton back. He's the right age, and you do a Dark Knight Returns. And Dark Knight Returns is a little, it's very comic booky. So it's not super grounded at all. We got like mutants running around a crazy city, and Ronald Reagan is still president. And yeah. So I would do the Michael Keaton one. I would get Michael Keaton back and do a proper Dark Knight Returns. I think that would be tons of fun. Um, if not, then wait until you've got like a good Batman where you've gotten a good solid trilogy and do it then. You could do it with Christian Bale, but if you brought back like say Nolan to do it, he would want to ground it, and a grounded Dark Knight Returns is not anything I am interested in seeing. I want to see the wacky Frank Miller. Lloyd, thank you for the $2 super chat. No question. Thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate it. The Dark Knight Returns, like what? I mean, that's that's one of the greatest stories ever told in comics. It needs to be dealt with respect. What was weird is DC did an animated version, and the first half was great, and the second half, not so great. Yeah, I think it would be fun. I think it would be fun to bring back Michael Keaton as Batman. Um, I was totally against him being Batman back in the 80s. When I heard that, I was like, what the entire fuck are you talking about? I had in my mind, I still think my Batman movie in my head was better, but we all think that, right? So John McTiernan directed with I don't laugh, okay. At the time, he was kind of cool. All right. I think he's a complete D-bag now, but Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, when he was young and we didn't hear him in interviews all the time, I think he would have been a good Batman. And John McTiernan was one of the best action directors of the 80s, one of the best action directors anywhere. Predator, come on. Would have done a fantastic, like real kick-ass Batman movie. But in the 80s, comic books were looked at, they're looked at a little more seriously now, but back then they were just like little cartoons for kids still, even though they weren't. You're right. Sire Dark. Also, X2 has Brian Cox. Always great to see him in anything. Brian Cox fucking rules. Yeah, he's one of those guys that just chews scenery. Yeah, Keaton isn't Bat anymore. He's the Vulture. He could be both. He's a good Vulture. He was a good Vulture. He took a very silly villain, and I'm saying that as a Spider-Man fan, and made it like really good. And I was talking about Spider-Man 2 the other day. Alfred Molina was brilliant as Doc Ock. Brilliant. Frank Miller Batman is also a great message for children to school. Yes, I would. My kid has read Dark Knight Returns. And he gets all the lessons out of it. It's a good bedtime story. It's a good bedtime story. They wanted, they wanted all kinds of names were bandied about for Batman '89. They wanted, I don't know why they were dead set on the comedian route. I think they wanted to show the duality and all that. They didn't really want to have the stoic, guy with the big jaw, which I don't know why, but Michael Keaton pulled it off. He did. I still have, as much as I love the movie, I remember at the time walking out of there going, he didn't fight anybody. Like he was barely in the movie. Like Batman was in the movie, but he's not in the movie that much. I mean, it was mostly Joker. The he fought the Joker at the end, but there was no like big, huge Batman like throwing down with like 5 or 6 guys like that scene in Superman versus Batman. Still, damn good movie. I do like Tim Burton. I liked his artistic style with it. I like like the noir element of it. I thought that was fun. Michael Keaton, only if he swallows those bull shark hormones and gets massive. Yeah, he does have to get mad. You're right. The burn Fred, like that's part of that's what goes with Dark Knight Return. Who knows? Maybe he does. Maybe he goes like completely, method actor into his role and just like yokes up. That'd be awesome. Yeah, no, Batman has to be massively huge. Yeah, Tim Burton just worked with Keaton on Beetlejuice, and Tim Burton is really into people he has previously worked with. He has trust issues with actors due to some stuff in the past, so that's why he really gloms on to people. And it works. He knows who he works well with. So yes, I want a Batman Beyond movie. Halam 899. I think the entire world wants that. I don't think there's anybody who doesn't want that. I would, yeah, take my money. Keaton was a good Bruce Wayne. He was. I like Christian Bale as Batman. I thought he was a decent choice. I didn't like his costume though. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan would be pretty damn good in Dark Knight Returns. But I'd like to see. I think the part of the fun with the Michael Keaton one is we are returning to something we saw many many years ago, and the time is about right. That it's been about 20 30 years, and it would fit. I think it would fit. Or you could do a Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton. I'm waiting for Terry McGinnis in Legends of Tomorrow. If they Love Pond, are they going to do that? I hope so. My God, I would actually watch it. I would actually sit down and watch CW, and then Terry McGinnis would be talking about his feelings um, to I don't know, Laura Lance, talking about who he wants to sleep with, and they'd be in their street clothes and they'd go out and have coffee. I want Gotham by Gaslamp done right. No weird animation. Oh, not the weird animated version we got. It's a Santo Dominus. Yeah, I couldn't get through it. I stopped watching. I just rewatched Rogue One yesterday. It's effing awesome for me. The second best Star Wars. The Vader scene is nuts. That Vader scene makes the movie. I love that Vader scene. And of the Star Wars stuff, yes, Rogue One is decent. Rogue One is a decent film. I enjoyed it. Said so on our review. Went back and watched it, and it holds up pretty good. But take out that ending scene. I think a lot of people feel differently about the movie, but it's there, and it's give me 2 hours of that, and we're fine. Tomcat, hi, Nerdrotic channel, and all my nerdy friends. YouTube notice came late, 35 minutes late this time. God, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm hearing that from a lot of people though, that these things are not going out at all. And I am not a complainer of the YouTube. It's I'm grateful they give us this platform so we can talk to each other. And yes, they are a big nebulous company that we don't get to talk to. I do get answers to my emails once in a while. It takes a couple days, but I mean that's better than I expect. I don't know. I figure if I keep my expectations low with YouTube, we're fine. They give us some money for this, so it's like it's all good. It's all good. And as far as them taking a piece and to like that's why we diversify. That's why we don't put all our eggs in one basket. That's why I do a shop on the side. Um, yeah, I can't wait for that, by the way. So yeah, going to get some business paperwork today rolling. I can't really I got to do some negotiating to get out of my non-compete a little early. I don't know if I got to, you don't know until you ask, but he could say no, and I would understand. Um, so if I don't get out of my non-compete early, I'll probably do a pop-up somewhere in North Bay for a little while, and then when my non-compete's over, I'll bring it down here to the city. Low expectations brought to us by STD. Remember to lick that like button, everybody. Thank you, Mary. And thank you, Lone Wolf Cub. Yes, low expectations. Michael is good in in Birdman. Let's make a Crisis on Earth 2 movie with him as Owlman. Only for you, Gary. Batfleck as the Bat. Sure. And DC can have I spoken about the Expanse, Wes Hatton? I have, but I can speak about it again. I'd be happy to. So to finish up that thought, they can do that now. Burnfred, they're not going to be. DC's going to be doing a bunch of basically Elseworlds movies, and I think that's actually a good idea. Yes, YouTube does work best with Chrome. Absolutely. Have you spoken about the Expanse yet? Yes, I have. So Belinda, lovely Belinda, was in here, and production has started today. They start shooting today for season 4, so it's really, really happening. As far as like what we know that I was wondering if Christian Avasarala was going to be back for season 4. She is, because I saw her in the reading room, so she's there. Tom Jane, who I did not see in the reading room, will be around for season 4, but his character, it's a little different. If you haven't, I don't want to spoil anything, but if you haven't seen season 3, it's a little different how he shoots things. So I think he could come in at a separate time. I'm grateful you're wearing that t-shirt. It's awful. I know. It's like the worst shirt in the world. I love it. And it's my Halloween shirt. For one, it glows in the dark. Okay. Glows in the dark. And I bought this at no, actually, yeah, we got this at like a Gamma. Like this is a like almost a 30-year-old shirt. And honestly, we hadn't worn it. We only used to wear it like on Halloween week because like my wife steals it sometimes. So yeah, it's a horrible shirt. That's why I'm wearing it. Happy Halloween. It's the most wonderful time of the year. We celebrate Halloween like it's Christmas in this house. All right. That is our religious holiday. So thank you, Dia Vanilla or Vanille. It's a pretty awful shirt. I agree. Hi, all. Been following you since Better Call Saul and Venture Brother reviews. First time in a live chat. Love your stuff. Says Jack the Tech. Well, welcome, Jack the Tech. We have an awesome chat. All right, these people are great, knowledgeable, fun, and funny. Mostly funny. Yeah, really dig their sense of humor. So welcome, Jack the Tech, and I'm glad you like the Better Call Saul stuff. That was that show's kind of not in our wheelhouse and not what we normally do, but I love it. So, and Venture Brothers is guys, ladies, gentlemen, Venture Brothers, fucking great. It is not just good, it's fucking great. Tomcat, thank you for the $10 super chat. Just wanted to say howdy. I'm sitting in the hospital in the infusion room getting a dose of iron. No wonder why my butt has been dragging for the past month. Yeah, what's going on? You got the low iron count? Well, yeah, get some of that. Get some of that. And if you get some good pills, just take them responsibly and have fun. Now that you say that is a shirt, you got me freaked out there. Wanted to tell you that you got to see the doctor for that. Yes. Well, this happens when you do too many drugs, and yeah, don't smoke crack. It's whack. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Halam says he has the best quips. Yes, you all do. You all are very good at them. Very quippy people you are. RGD, why the constant hate for Discovery? The ship is a science vessel. It should have the latest technology during the time, and it is Star Trek. Okay, so RGD, welcome to the chat. I can't argue the ins and outs of. I know like what the class of ship is and all that stuff. I'm vaguely aware of that, but it's the thing you said at the end is where I disagree. Now, if you like the show, cool. I'm not good. This isn't a judgment on anybody who likes the show for personal taste. That's fine. We all love different stuff. My opinion is that Star Trek Discovery is very bad. It's very un-Star Trek, and I think a lot of people, and I have a lot of experience with this when I worked at a comic store for 10 years. People do things habitually. I do things habitually. I am very guilty of this. This is not like me being better than anybody else. No, nope, right there. We all love our shit and we all love it too much sometimes. And just buying something or buying into something because it's Star Wars, Spider-Man, Star Trek, Doctor Who is what perpetuates subpar work. And the only way the creators know that if people like or dislike their stuff is if people aren't buying it. Now, when something starts out, you have to kind of double down on it. I understand why CBS backed Star Trek Discovery. They've spent a ton of money. They're wrapping their entire streaming service around it. They need it to succeed. And they did a major course correction for season 2. Fuck, who knows? It might be good. We don't know. We don't know. Probably not because Akiva Goldsmith is involved. Goldsman is involved. But who knows? It could be good. Sure. But if it did well, then why would you fire your writers, bring in a major actor because you were centering around your star, Sonequa Martin Green, and what you did is kind of pushed her to the side a little bit to bring in Anson Mount. I said Anson Williams yesterday. Potsy. Yeah, so that is not something a successful show does. A successful show does not fire writers in the middle of the seat while they fired them when they were completed episode 3 or 4 or 5, something like that. So yeah, so why all the hate for Star Trek Discovery? Because we don't like the show. The actual ship looks fine. I have no problems with the actual ship. It looks pretty cool. It's like an old design. But yeah, the technology is way beyond anything they've had and we've seen before, and it makes no sense. And it's jarring. The change of the Klingons, unnecessary. Well, I guess they had to do it, but like again, they went nuts with that. Where they could have changed them a little bit, very subtly. They decided to just change them. And they do that in properties sometimes for action figures and stuff. That makes sense. But last time I checked, there's no Star Trek Discovery action figures. There might be. I don't know. Can't say I really looked, but I did look. Anson Williams might make Discovery watchable, right? If Potsy comes out and starts singing, I might start watching. It could be like a variety show. So my hate from Star Trek Discovery is I don't want to call it hate. Hate is so strong, such a strong word. I don't really hate anything. I strongly dislike it. It's annoying. It bothers me, but it does not keep me up at night. Trust me. I am a happy soul. I'm a happy soul. But that's why. Very long-winded answer. That's why. But thanks for coming in the chat. And like we're all respectful here, and it's cool. And we all don't agree on everything in here, and that's cool. I don't agree with everything my wife likes and says. It's like, what? You like Star Trek Discovery? Divorce. Yeah, no, not gonna happen. Yeah, the disco does not have the proper tech at the time. Yeah, and she's it's a rejected design from the 70s. I don't mind the look of the ship at all. That doesn't bother me. The tech inside of it and holograms and fucking cloaking, Klingons cloaking and sonar in space and oh my god, just the whole thing where she God tardigrades. Oh my God, the people, man. Like once in a while, people will come in on that tardigrades lawsuit. And the reason, Mecca and Mead and Doomcock and I talk about the tardigrades lawsuit is it's of course it's obvious. We never our motivations are clear. We want it to hurt Star Trek Discovery. Yes. Did we not make that clear? Maybe not. But after getting to know Anas Abdeen a little bit, chatting with him a little bit, seems like a nice guy. So I want him to win. I want him to win. Do I want it to bury Star Trek? No, but I want him to get a settlement because somebody kibed his game. It's pretty freaking obvious. Now people can argue semantics and little details and percentages, and it's like, okay, fuck the court nonsense. Just you and me sitting here in a room. Somebody fell behind on their deadline in the writer's room. They needed to bring in something, or somebody needed to bring in something, and maybe they saw their kid on a website looking at tardigrades and they just saw it out of the corner of their eye, or they looked, however it happened, there's no way it's a coincidence. No fucking way. Too many similarities. Like one thing, sure, maybe, but it's more than one thing. So, is it a winnable case? Probably not. Probably not. But I truly want him, and should he not? Is it a frivolous case? No, he should be bringing this lawsuit. I want him to win. I do. And I know, and I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the details of that shit. I just know what I feel. All right. If you want proper Star Trek, keep watching the Orville, says Sire Darky. Indeed. I really thought I was going to hate that show. I'm not a Seth MacFarlane fan. I am now. I'm a total fan of him now. He won me over with that show completely. Every episode kind of got better, and they're not the deepest things in the world, but they were surprisingly good and serious at times. And I'm kind of with Doomcock. My only concern is I went to the panel at Comic-Con, and it sounds like they might be kind of getting more serious. I just want them to do what they did in season 1. Choo choo. Sorry, I'm distracted by my dog again. Super chat from the Bizopolis. Potsy Picard may make Jean-Luc sit on it. The flute, I mean. That was good. Thank you. $5 super chat and a little bit of applause for the Bizopolis. Sit on it, Picard. Hey. Oh, I want the Fonz to show up. And the Enterprise starts breaking down and he just pounds on the fucking, the control panel and goes, starts back up. And then if he's on Discovery, he makes out with Tilly. And so I still got it. My wife watches it with me. So yeah, Jack the Tech. I've watched every Vampire Diaries. I have. And I didn't like it. It wasn't good, but you got to hang out with your wife once in a while. And I was clowning it, and she allowed me. It was, we were kind of Mystery Science Theater 3000. She knew it was silly, but she liked it anyway. And I was just, I'm like, oh, look, this person's going to become a vampire now. And it stayed on for a long time. There's people who love that show, and I don't know why. But, taste. It's a thing. Captain Fonzie on the on the USS Enterprise A. Oh man, Star Fonz. Hail the Orville for giving us the Star Trek show we wanted, says Matt Guy. Hell yeah, hail the Orville, everybody. Hail Seth MacFarlane. Fuck yeah. He won me over with A Million Ways to Die in the West, says Tomcat. I have yet to see that. I think I should. If it won you over, I heard people didn't like it, but that doesn't bother me. I'm all for crazy fun crossovers. I kind of tried. I'm kind of tired of shows that take themselves so seriously. Happy Days Trek crossover would be welcome. Would be most welcome. Absolute mecha random. There is they did a crossover. They did some crossover with Looney Tunes and DC comic characters last year, and it was fucking awesome. They had an Elmer Fudd and Batman comic that was brilliant. And they're also doing these serious takes on Hanna-Barbera cartoons. It's not a crossover. Those are awesome too. You can have the most fun in comics. The reason why, comics are just not all superheroes. Okay, comics are stories that don't get told. That like, okay, so there's a graphic novel coming out. Mr. Sci-Fi just did a video on Rod Serling's original script for Planet of the Apes. It's actually out now. I think IDW did it. I bought it, getting it. So the real script that Rod Serling did for Planet of the Apes is they were advanced. So they're all smoking cigarettes and driving cars and have buildings and stuff, and they're in a city, and it's truly a Twilight Zone. Now I don't want to tell you the ending, but definitely check it out. Rod Serling's original script. Rod Serling, the greatest TV writer to ever have lived. Richard Matheson, a close second. Oh my God, quiet, Maris, such a baby. Vampire Diaries is a downgrade from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's not even close. Those aren't even in the same universe. Apple Crow says, I love that movie. McFarlane is a bad actor. Yeah, I think it's just is it yeah, he's okay in Orville. He's okay. I mean, like, he doesn't have a ton of range. He's a great writer though. So it's kind of like the ending of the Mark Wahlberg Planet of the Apes. A little bit. I'm trying to remember. I saw that movie. I'm trying to remember the ending. I can't remember it. I know it was different, but yeah, the real script is more like the original novel of Planet of the Apes. Yes, the Lone Wolf Cub. Mark Zickery did a great video today. I mean, I like him. Okay, he wrote the Twilight Zone Companion. It's probably the book I've read the most in my life. He has a channel called Mr. Sci-Fi, and he did a review on the first, which I was gonna review here, and then I watched an episode, and I'm like, and I love what his review said, and it's got impact coming from him because he's a legit sci-fi writer. And he said, and this is a question Mecca and Doomcock and Mean and myself and Anti-Trekker and Dennis and Susan have been asking from the get-go. Why do non-sci-fi writers write science fiction? That was the title of his video. And he talks about the first, and he says it's basically a drama. And he looks into the writers, and none of the writers have any like real sci-fi experiences from the House of Cards people who are talented writers, but really don't know much about sci-fi. And it's about the first trip to the Mars, and apparently they don't even get there in the first season. It's got Sean Penn. That's another. I mean, like, I'm not a Sean Penn fan, so but I'll watch this, stuff. And yeah, I watched the first episode, and it was just, yeah, it's not for sci-fi people. I think if it's for like the House of Cards crowd, and that's cool. That's nothing against you. It's just I'm not into that stuff, but I think it was more for them than it was for like sci-fi fans. So Seth seems to be desperately want to be a serious leading man, but I don't think he's quite cut out for it, says Silver Spike 1. Nope, but he's powerful enough to make himself a show where he inserted himself as a semi-serious leading man, and while he is he's not the best character in the show to me, but he's the most important. The sequel has more dancing. I don't know what that says, but oh yeah, saw this one with Mr. Sci-Fi. Yeah, that was a great title to a video. I applaud him on that. Thank you for saying that. And you know what? A sci-fi writer saying that makes it that much better. There's a great episode of the Twilight Zone hosted by Tom Elliott, in which they do a deep dive into Serling's Apes script and the movie's evolution. It's great. Mr. Sci-Fi also spoke of a Twilight Zone episode where they recut the stuff and tried to do a Planet of the Apes, and he wrote a fake chapter for the Twilight Zone companion. It's on his Planet of the Apes video. I can't remember all of it. Something like that. It's on his website. So if you go to markzickery.com/Twilight Zone, you can see it there. Grady Broyle says, Jello, everybody. I love Jello Biafra. He's one of the greatest punk rock singers of all time. And he has a really cool pair of alligator skin boots. And the first time I got to talk to Jello Biafra, we talked about boots. We didn't talk about music. I didn't fanboy on him. I fanboyed on him later when I had him take. He was out there and my kids were there, and I'm like, "Can I have a? It'd be weird to have like my kids have a picture with Jello Biafra." So I asked him, and he's like, "I guess." And like I'm like, "That answer is so you." It's because geeky things are trending now. People that would never watch sci-fi are jumping on the bandwagon, and they want to appeal to that crowd. And yes, that's true. I agree. But as a writer, what happened to research? What happened to asking? I mean, they got to know some sci-fi writers. I know the answer to that question. It's ego. And surrounds himself with other great characters. Absolutely, Silver Spike. I mean, that's the key. That's the key. I mean, why did I like Buffy? Was it Sarah Michelle Gellar? Not really. Nope. She was all right, but she wasn't the best thing in her own show by far. No, hell no. I adore the Planet of the Apes. I adore the movie, the original movie. I love. I even, to some extent, love all the horrible sequels and the TV show. Doug knows how much I love Planet of the Apes. I fucking love that. I gotta bring out my Planet of the Apes Migos. Those are locked up somewhere. They need to be free. Mr. Roboto says Seth should bring back Twilight Zone or that other science Twilight Zone, like the Outer Limits. Well, they're bringing back the Twilight Zone with Jordan Peele, and it's on CBS All Access. And while I can say I have the excuse of watching it because it's on the channel, and of course we're going to cover it. It's the Twilight Zone. As long as it's new ones, cool. But the thing is, now there's a whole generation who's seen Black Mirror before Twilight Zone. They're gonna go, "What's this old thing? It's trying to be like Black Mirror," and then my head will explode. It will just go. What is it, Mr. Roboto? Venture Brothers. Who do you think in the near suit? I don't know. I rephrase that question. I don't know. Sorry. The end of Venture Brothers last week, we saw some time travel. Rusty's missing a finger. They were with he was with Billy Quizboy, who was dressed as Robert E. Lee. They were in a time machine, and they were 70 million years in the future, supposedly. I still have a screen use Planet of the Apes facial appliance. It's now hard as concrete. Oh, no shit, Silver Spike. Oh, I need a picture of that. Show me a picture of that. Email it to me. That's fucking awesome. I have two screen use things. I could show you one right now, and the other one I'd have to dig out. So the saw in Spider-Man 2, I have that. I own it. And hang on, I got to turn off the camera so I get a freaking crotch shot. Hang on, because I could reach this other thing. Doctor Who fans will like this. So remember the Christmas episode with Donna? Runaway Bride, and they went to the ATM machine to get some money. Yeah. Screen used. Oh wait, that was poorly executed. Screen used. Pound notes with David Tennant. Yes. Won that in an auction. Oh great, I just dropped them all. Move them aside. Yes, I had some other cool screen use stuff, but I sold it. I ended up selling it. I recycle my collectibles, but the fucking saw I could not get rid of. And it was honestly, it was a little disappointing. So when you see the saw in Spider-Man 2, you're like, man, that thing's awesome. It is just a piece of resin. And it looked all shiny. That was all CG. It weighs like an ounce. I was like, oh. And if you knew how much I paid for it, yeah, holy shit. But I could probably resell it and make a few bucks if I wanted to. I didn't see the Runaways one. I saw the Titans one. It's man. Oh. All right, I'll try to be positive about the Titans. The Robin costume looks cool. Just about everything else, though, doesn't. But I'm very hopeful. I don't think every show is going to be bad on the DC streaming service Silhouetted Animator. I cannot wait for the Swamp Thing. I am really, really excited about that. There's like really good people behind it, and I think they're going for rated R. I think it's going to be beautiful, and I think if they go a little Bernie Wrightson and Alan Moore, that's the sweet spot of greatness. It's legal tender because BBC is owned by the government. Cool. Well, next time I go to London, I'll break out my David Tennant 10-pound note. Go, and then that can buy me what, a cup of coffee there. Yeah, Mega Grey Wolf. Yeah, I agree. And that sucks. It sucks for the actress. I mean, the costume department really needs to be taken to task for that. Honestly, then go. I mean, if that's the best you can come up with, then go gifted. Go the gifted route and just have everybody in their streets. Fine. I was asking you the question. It is not legal tender. No, not legal tender. It is a prop. I hope they don't screw up the Swamp Thing. I don't think they're gonna, Santa Dominus, because Mark Verheiden, who did Ash versus Evil Dead season 3, and then James Wan are behind that one. They're going rated R. They're going horror with it, but they're going to use elements of Alan Moore's, storytelling, which is just phenomenal. What he did with that character. I mean, Swamp Thing was just basically a knockoff EC horror character that Alan Moore gave like amazing depth and crazy story. We got Constantine out of that. We got so much stuff that really gets attributed to Neil Gaiman a lot of these days, but it's straight up Alan Moore who created all that. Yeah, I really wish they would produce his script where Swamp Thing met Jesus, but they shit canned. I'd really love to see that get made. Thank you, Pen Farm Girl, for shouting out our Patreon. I do have a new Patreon video, so I might as well show it to everybody. Now, don't run off. The video's not ending. Not yet. This is just while we're talking, I might as well show it. Give me a second. Oh my God, Maris. You guys don't hear that? It sounds awful. It sounds like I'm torturing my dog, but I'm not. She's fine. She's got treats. She's good. She's in a big old room. She's just a spoiled little princess. She was a rescue. Melissa completely manipulated that whole thing. She's like, oh, we're just gonna we're gonna watch her. We're gonna foster her for a little while. Yeah, we've been fostering her for like a year. So she is pretty cute though. I'll give you that. But dude, 3 dogs. 3 dogs is too much. All right. We have 52 patrons now. It's fucking incredible. So this is my first pass. So if I spelled somebody's name wrong, just let me know. Also, let me know if you're one of our patrons, if you want your screen name used or your real name used, because I'm going to use whatever you use on Patreon. But if you want to use your screen name, you got to let me know. Anonymity is our friend. Okay. And I do respect it. So here, let's get back to the chat a little bit here while that's rolling. And no, the video's not ending. So don't run away. See people leave every time I do that. No, I'm just, it's just me talking. So, Planet of the, would you, what about Planet of the Bears? Well, have you ever been to the ever heard of the Folsom Street Fair, Mr. Roboto? That's Planet of the Bears, the Daddy Bears. Yeah. Folsom Street Fair, public spankings, fucking San Francisco, man. The Planet of the Bears is a festival at the Russian River. Grady Broyles. Well, we got different kind of bears here in San Francisco. They're hairy. And there we go. Thank you to all our wonderful patrons. Thank you to all our wonderful patrons. We only lost 4 people. Come on back. 92 people watching. That is great for early in the day and me not having a real topic. You guys having a good time? You doing all right? We could go for another half an hour. Let's go for another half an hour. Working on a couple, The Bear and the Maiden Fair. There you go, Iontron. Now you're talking my language. I love that little punk rocky cover that's on the soundtrack. It's great. The Bear and the Maiden Fair. Yeah, it's kind of a sick song if you really think about it. Game of Thrones. You brought up Game of Thrones. Okay, so George released a snippet of the Fire and Blood book that's coming out in November that I'm not going to buy until he comes out with Winds of Winter, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to love it. His World of Ice and Fire book is amazing. I fucking loved it. And it's just a history of Game of Thrones, and the lore in that is just brilliant. But he did do a snippet of Queen Alysanne visiting the Starks. This is many, many years in the past. The good Queen Alysanne. She's flying her dragon up north, and she visits the Starks, and it's the story of like how the lord, this lord is a lot like Tywin Lannister, kind of a dick. She wins him over. She talks. She goes to visit the Night Watch. I won't give you total details, but the very end gives you a hint of like a slight hint, gives us a morsel of Winds of Winter. So forget the show, but it gives you a little bit of hint of what can't happen in the Winds of Winter, but does happen in the show. And I'll leave it there. If you go to not a blog, it's all there. Richard Bussetti says he's looking forward to the tribunal. Oh my God, am I looking forward to the tribunal? We haven't worked. Have we? Hey, Mecca, we decided time. My time is good. I got the whole day is free. So whatever is good for you guys is good for me. And it's basically this is Doomcock's show. You know, we're kind of like, look at us like, trying to think of yeah, we're kind of like the Smashing Pumpkins. All right. We're a band, but like Billy Corgan wrote all the music, played, all the leads and everything. We're kind of like the Smashing Pumpkins. So Doomcock is our leader, and we go as he goes, and that's fine. This was his concept, his idea. Just happy to be a part of it. Just happy to be a part of it. So this Wednesday, Tribunal. Can't wait. She says it's up to Doomcock, but I think it's in the evening. Yeah. All right. Great. I think we're going to wait on a topic just to see if any big news drops, but we have a couple of topics in mind I think are both good. So I'm open to that. I'm very honored and excited to have it on our channel, and that's great. And I just like hanging out with Mecca and Tom and Doomcock. It's a good time. It's a good time. Our last 2 really long live streams were a lot of fun. Honestly, haven't laughed that hard in a long time. It was fucking great. Those are good people over there. Please subscribe to Mecha Random 42. Mary, could you, if you get a chance, I know you're busy, could you share Mecha's channel in the chat and Tom's and Doomcock's when you get a chance, please? And please sub to them. They are part of the tribunal. I'm sure most of you are, but really, really good live streamers, which is very important, and damn good videos and good takes. Um, Mecha has the takes, and you know what? You're right, Mecha. Tom has pretty damn good rants. I heard a good one yesterday too. So it takes a lot for me. I rant, but I mean, I don't know. My last good one, it's on the Patreon, was me bitching about Amazing Spider-Man 2. Thank you. Doomcock is 25 subscribers away from 10,000. So if you haven't subscribed to Doomcock, please do. Highly entertaining channel with production value, sharp takes, and funny. Apple Crow, I do love to rant. It's just I'm old now. God, if you guys knew me when I was younger, I'd fucking rantosaurus. All I did was rant. Doug, you can back me up on that. Christ, I would not shut up about now I'm blanking on his name. Berman from Star Trek. The guy was running Star Trek. I fucking hated him at the time. Takaman Blade says, unfortunately, I can only subscribe once per email. Gmail's free, folks. I love ranting. I turned 40 this November. Yeah, Sequist, it just kind of dies down. I don't know, for some people. I mean, some people might argue that I'm still kind of a spaz. Believe me, this is nothing compared to what I used to be. Who's Mecha Random 41, Pen Farm Girl? Oh my God, did one of her prototypes escape? Holy shit, Mecha, watch out. Your previous version has been released. You might be in danger. Just kidding, Pen Farm Girl. Should I? Oh, yes, Pen Farm Girl, you should. You should do Zen Farm Girl and Ren Farm Girl and Jen Farm Girl and Ken Farm Girl. There you go. That's 5 right there. 4 or 5 right there. Lamac, there have been no further talks. It is something I'm open to down the road. I think here's my honest opinion on that one, because you don't want my dishonest opinion, is I would like to hit 10,000 subs before I started starting any kind of another channel with or without people. And I don't want to speak for the other folk, but I think they'd probably want to do that too. But I am totally open for like, if we all get big enough someday that we all like just have a tribunal channel. I think that's a good idea. But part of the reason we're doing the tribunal is just to kind of cross pollinate a little bit and help each other out too, and have fun. It's an excuse to hang out, basically. That's what it is first. But you'd have to ask Doomcock completely. That's my interpretation of it. This is Doomcock's idea, and he does have, like, this is thought out, and it's about actually trying to make a difference and the pointing out certain things in pop culture that we think should change. And it's supposed to be funny. Yeah, we have a lot of common viewers as well. We do. That's why it probably wouldn't be a terrible idea at all. But yeah, I want to get up to 10 before I start splitting up. My preference is to keep everything on one channel just to make it easy, and then we back it up on the website. But I want to do more comic stuff, and I think a lot of people might dip out on that, so I might move that to Twitch or just another YouTube channel. I have lots of ideas for the future. It's going to be fun. It's gonna be fun. I can't. Oh my god, I'm working on. I can do production value now. I'm so happy. I don't know why I didn't do OBS. I could have fired up OBS for this, but next time. Grove Lane, what's up? Hello, geek peoples. Hello, Grove Lane. Hail Harvey. Yes, hail Harvey. Hail Doomcock. His Friday night live stream was pretty epic, Matt Guy. It was very good. Very, very good. So was his stage 9. His stage 9 and those were two like really solid live streams. Really well done. Joe Jessup says, I don't know about that, Joe Jessup. I'd have to check with Mecca. She's in the know on that. And if the button is pressed, only Doomcock's layer will be consumed. Fact check, true. I don't know, Mecca. I don't think so. I think when a dimension starts collapsing, it starts collapsing. I don't think, no matter, what's up, Dalton Mortimer? How are you? I don't know how well his layer is constructed. I don't know if it's a pan-dimensional layer or a pansexual layer. I don't know. Yeah, Mick, I'm really glad he did too. And it's gotten picked up a couple of places. I've seen it on a couple of lower tier websites. So word is getting out. But that was Mecca who brought that up. So good job. Good on you, Mecca. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Really appreciate it. Gary, will the comic shop have a podcast studio or will you do it from home? It will have a podcast studio, but I'll still do stuff from home because I've worked really hard on this office and I like it. Am I still collecting, Mr. Roboto? I do very lightly, but no. When you retail in comics, one of the first rules of retailing is stop collecting. So how I reason that in my mind is my shop is my collection and it just rotates out. Now, am I getting everything in this room? I'm pretty much going to keep. I mean, just because it's decoration. But everything else is fair game. It's gone. I read comics, but I don't keep. I'll keep like the really, really good ones. That's my philosophy on comics now is my philosophy on physical media and anything else. I only keep the shit that's really, really good that I'm going to watch or listen to multiple times. So no more like, I don't need the entire run of the MCU in 4K. Like I'm not going to get Age of Ultron. I'm not going to watch Age of Ultron again. There's no way I'm going to watch that movie again. I've watched it twice. That's enough. It's an average movie at best. But, yes, I'll dump $50 to get the steel box 4K Avengers, which I did recently, and I was very happy I did that. But only keep what's good, because there's only so much space in this world, and it's kind of gluttony. It's good to get rid of it. Yeah, Age of Ultron is definitely boring. Yeah, it's not bad. There's a couple good scenes in it, but it's boring. I mean, I hate to say it. It's not awful. And there have been no awful MCU movies. There's been average ones, but not but there is a Steelbox 4K version out there, but I'm like, it's $50 for Age of Ultron. I'm probably never going to watch it. Nah. Iron Wolf 1977, what's up? Vipers Rada, The Expanse is the best TV show ever made. I'm not going to argue with that. It depends on how it ends. How it ends is so important, but right now, I'm not going to argue with that. The only thing that I would say is better is the Twilight Zone, and I think even the creators of the show would give me that. The Twilight Zone is brilliant, and Star Trek: The Original Series. But man, there's a lot of subpar episodes in that, but they're still enjoyable. That's the weird thing is even the bad episodes of Star Trek I can watch. I don't know why. Batman the Animated Series box set. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't even need that Santo Dominus. You can see the most of the four. It's not all up there, but it will eventually all be on the DC streaming service at the Blu-ray quality. Doesn't matter. I need to own that. Matt S. Transformers Bumblebee as a actually does look kind of good. If they course correct and just make them look like the 80s Transformers, sure, right on. That's good. I think that's a good thing. It reminds, well, it's basically Iron Giant repurposed, but if you're going to repurpose something good. Okay. Sire Dark, Age of Ultron. Oh, thank God. I thought it was just me had a hard time following it. No, that fucking scene in the middle with the house and the family like brings that movie to a screeching halt. Um, it's still good though. I mean, I'm not saying it sucks. I'm just saying it's not worth me dropping money on for something I'm not going to rewatch. I mean, if it's like on free television, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I'll take a little time, but yes, Dalton, I will be covering the new Twilight Zone series. Absolutely. Every episode. I think that would see, you know what's a good idea on that one, Dalton? That's a good idea because it's an anthology series. We bring in different co-hosts for every show. So I like go out around the horn and like whoever's watching it, of course, and I'll bring in a different co-host for every show with me and Dennis. The only good bit of that scene was watching Cap rip the tree in half. Yep. And we saw the Hulkbuster. There's a lot of good things in it, but Suicide Squad was strange editing because it was basically two movies cut into one. Suicide Squad is one of the most squandered opportunities ever. Also, some of the best marketing ever, like the best trailers. Like those trailers got you put Queen in a trailer with some superheroes, and people got fired up. Okay, but also the slow. I know Susan talks about this, but the slow cover of the Bee Gees song, where I started a joke and got with Harley Quinn. I thought that was good too. Uh, Hot Topic Joker. Yep. Straight up Hot Topic Joker. The only way they could have made that right is if they made it Jason Todd. If they would have done that, that would have been actually cool. I'd have been totally down with that. I don't know how you reboot the Twilight Zone, Mr. Roboto. I mean, it kind of is, but if you reboot in the sense that they're going to rewrite original episodes, then I am. Oh, I'll cover it. All right, but it won't be nice. It will not be nice. There is no date. 2019. You have entered the friend zone. Do, 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 do. She said you're her best friend, but she keeps talking about your brother. You are in the friend zone. Even the director of Suicide Squad wants a director's cut. I bet he does. He follows the Snyder cut Twitter pages too, I think. Yeah, you might get those in time. Listen, we got a Donner cut for Superman 20 something years later. We never thought that would happen. So never say never, folks. When money's involved, the studio needs a little extra scratch. Warner Brothers saw an opportunity to make some more money off Superman with the Donner cut. So they let him come in. And they brought back Marlon Brando in Superman 2. And my God, is that a beautiful version of that fucking movie? Even with the weird cuts in it, it's so fucking good. And yeah, so I can see that happening. Flash, King of the Impossible. Yeah, I want to talk about a good soundtrack. I love Flash Gordon. No, go Flash, go, go Flash, go. Who wants to live forever? Dive. Oh no, not the friend zone. Yeah, the friend zone's a bummer. That was one bad movie. Yes, it was, but in all the right ways. Yeah, it's hard to believe that Flash Gordon and Empire Strikes Back came out within what, a year of each other. They look like Flash Gordon looks like it came out when Logan's Run came out, or Zardoz. Zardoz. Oh shit, Zardoz. Oh my god. I don't know why that movie hit my brain the other day, but that's John Borman too. Zardoz. God, can you hear that? My fucking dog. It's driving me crazy. Death to Ming. I want him to do Flash Gordon again, but I want him to make it like that. I want it to be just like the comic strips. I don't want some grounded ass Flash Gordon. No, I want a giant freaking city flying around space. And yeah, I want Ming the Merciless, and I don't care how non-PC is, whatever. And yeah, I want it all. I want it all the cheesy shit. Doggy cam. Yeah, I really need a doggy cam. Mecca. Uh, she is not letting go. She's just I'm gonna ignore it. I Santo Dominus, I have watched Excalibur so many times, and I love it dearly. Love, love, love that movie. Sorry, I was reading something right in between my sentence there. Uh, Sean Connery in Zardoz is amazing. I wanted to know. I want a book about like what got him to do that. That was post Bond, and he's in a diaper. And the movie does have some meaning. I mean, it's really bizarre. And there's that guy who looks like Eric Idle in it, and or is that Eric Idle, or he just looks like Eric Idle? And honestly, when I first saw it, I thought it was just like a comedy I wasn't getting. Because I didn't know shit about it. When I first saw it, it was like, God, a million years ago. So, but I just thought like maybe this is like one of those things I'm not getting. Maybe I'm really high right now and I'm just something's not clicking. And yes, I saw it for the first time completely loaded. That's the kind of movie you see loaded. And I was just like, ooh, maybe this is really good stuff. And I don't know. But Zardoz. Yeah. I would offer to do that as a watch party on Patreon, but that's kind of seems too on the nose as a watch party movie. You know what I mean? I'm sure like every patron's done that already. Want to do something else? Maybe Flash Gordon. That would be a good one to do. Flash Gordon Filmation was excellent. So if you guys don't know in the chat, the official Dougie J is my childhood friend, and we kind of nerded up together. Yeah. It was. I have some of the original Flash Gordon. I have comic books. I have some strips that are actually cut out. I've got some of the bounded. The comic strips are awesome. Oh, so good. Everything that's good about comics is Flash Gordon. Batman Forever. Well, you know who's involved in Batman Forever, Halam 899? Akiva Goldsman, who is currently the showrunner for Titans and one of the head writers or one of the writers for Star Trek Discovery and running the Picard show. He also gave us Transformers First Night and some other shabby stuff. If you go to his IMDb, it reads like a horror show. Jordan Greenberg says, drugs, please. Drugs are bad, okay? They're bad for you. One day at a time. Stay away from that stuff. It kills people. I could bring this whole chat down telling some sad, sad stories just from the last year, but I won't. I will be doxing myself very soon. So this was promised on December 7th, but I can probably do it sooner. So gonna do a live stream, kind of do my AA story a little bit, and also put some stuff out there just in case somebody wants to put it out there for me. That way I could just nip it in the bud because honestly, whatever dirt there is on me, I don't give a shit. And it's all in the past, but there's some stuff in the past. I'll give you a hint. It cost me a job. I was at a job. Somebody who didn't like me wrote a letter to that job and it got me fired. Turned out being for the best. you know, and it's nothing horrible. Okay. Nothing that's going to make you unsub. Well, I don't know. No, nothing involving, violence or, harm to anybody in any way. No weird stuff. I was just a druggie. I respectfully disagree, sir. Most people need TV shows that have humans in it for them to relate to. Ken Jack Ben. I don't know. I think when you're younger, having something to relate to is important. As an older person, I do not need to relate to anything. You do need, it depends. Now I really got into the Dark Crystal, and there's no humans in that. So, but I mean, you need some stuff. You need some that's relatable. But I don't know. I'm also like an Uber nerd, and I can watch other stuff. So I think maybe for normies, yeah, you would. Um, it's okay. You can still join the Supreme Court, said Jordan Greenberg. Ah, da 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 da. That's as political as we'll get. But yeah. Richard Bussetti says the new Star Trek and Star Wars makes me question my faith in humanity. When can we get Doomcock to take over? Well, these things take time, Richard. Time planning, budgets. I think when he's ready, he will do it. But in the meantime, Richard, there is really good TV shows to watch. You can just uh, uh, take your time, go watch The Expanse, watch Legion, watch Counterpart. Um, those are fantastic shows. Fantastic. First two seasons of Ash versus Evil Dead, The Venture Brothers. Um, Hashtag Doomcock 10K. I agree with that. I'll be tweeting that later. There's a lot of good stuff out there. There really is. But I get what you're saying. These are two beloved properties who we've all grown up with and we've seen absolutely destroyed. And what happened to Star Wars, what's going on with Star Wars now is pretty much if the Beatles were all alive and got back together, this is what would have happened. Same thing. Star Wars is our generation's Beatles. All right. It's overanalyzed. It's overdone. If we really want to be real about this, it's 3, 4 good movies out of 9 or 10. And a lot of it's like really subpar, and some of it's very bad. Um, there's things that have been better for longer out there, but Star Wars speaks to people. It spoke to a generation, and it's all nostalgia. And yeah, so if the Beatles would have stayed together and and like broken up and got back together like 20 years later, and their music would have completely sucked, it would have, because they're not the same. They're not in the same place. That's kind of where we're at with Star Wars. Firefly forever. Hell yeah. And Firefly is going to go. Firefly should never come out again. It should never do another episode. It ended perfectly, and it will go down. It will go down in legend, as it is right now. Now, if they go and reform it and do another reboot later on, it would kind of tarnish it. So I kind of hope they just leave Firefly alone. I love Firefly as it is. It's a cohesive story that ends shockingly. You want to talk about subverting expectations but making a good movie? However you feel about Joss Whedon, Serenity. Props to Serenity. That's how you subvert expectations and still deliver on a good fucking film. Oh yeah, Apple Crow. It's like totally honest about my skeletons because I don't like lying about it, and I've had to lie about it on every job application, and I don't like doing that. Plus, it was a gazillion years ago. I was very young. I'm an old fart now, and I've been a good boy for many, many years. So, yeah, but we'll talk about that. Uh, because there's people out there who probably would love to blab it. So I'll just beat them to the punch. What was Gary? What was your first red flag that Star Wars was going downhill? After I saw Force Awakens. Before that, I was excited about it. I thought the trailers were good. I loved everything about it. I did. I was like, fuck, they're bringing back. Okay, so here's when I heard that they were going to kill Han Solo prior to it seeing, but I'm like, all right, well, maybe it's done well. But no, it was after I saw Force Awakens. When I saw it for the first time, walked out of that, I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, up until then, I think everybody was hopeful. We had the 3 coming back, and yeah, I was pretty fired up for it. That got squashed immediately. Uh, Harley's little sister, something set in the Serenity universe. Yeah, I do like that world. I would totally be down for that. 100%. No reboot, just new ship in the same universe. There are plenty of other ships out there. Yeah, totally down with that. Just those characters are gone. Have it take place after the events of Serenity, and we just never hear from them again. Um, yeah, the only Disney Star Wars movie I could say I liked was I talked about it earlier, was Rogue One is decent. I mean, they like really tried with that one, and yeah, there's still some like ridiculous shit in it. Okay, like, um, and I'm not picking on her because she's a girl. I would say this if a dude did do this. So I have a problem with people with no armor on being able to knock out stormtroopers with armors on with their fists, and they're not Jedi's. That was a little stupid. Am I a gamer? No. I play the occasional from pillar to post. I play the occasional video game, but no. My kids are. But I don't diss gamers. I'm not one of those guys going, yeah, yeah, if you like video games, that's cool. That's pretty much the modern comic book. So if you're into it, right, great. And it is an art form. It's an absolute art form, and it's good storytelling. And like, well, Mecca likes this one too. Red Dead Redemption is I like playing that game for the world. I didn't really the gameplay. I was just there to walk around that world. I fucking loved it. I hope they don't mess with that. Um, Then I like City of Heroes. I know I'm dating myself here. And then I was a big Diablo 2 guy. Did love those. Okay, we're going to read a couple more chats and I got to bounce. I got to do my stuff. What's coming up later today is I'm doing a recorded video for Manifest, and we are going to be live for Better Call Saul. We also have The Gifted tomorrow night. So here's the deal, folks. This is the big announcement. Just this week, anyway. Just this week. Daily Nooners. Daily Nooners. Well, Friday, we're not going to do a nooner because we have our news podcast. But Daily Nooners. So they're not going to stay up. This one's going to stay up on the channel. The other ones are going to be moved to the website. I'm going to record them on OBS, so your chat will show up. Unless it depends, because I got to watch my algorithm. You guys understand. But I want to, I've got the time. I'm going to do daily shows. So Daily Nooners, are you guys cool with that? I mean, you probably get sick of me, but yeah, and they're going to be early. They're going to be 9:30, 10:30 a.m. my time, probably 9:30. It's going to be like a morning show, and I'll be competing with Ethan. Watch out, Ethan. I'm coming. No, I'm no competition for him. And I love EVS, by the way. And yeah, so I mean, if you guys are cool with that, if it's too much, let me know. If you're like, dude, enough, stop, let me know. I will. And it's just for this week to see how we do. Yes, it's a Doctor Who tattoo here and then here. Yes, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So cool. And yes, we'll be talking about Doctor Who. So Doctor Who premieres at midnight, Sunday morning or Saturday night at 12 a.m. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I saw. So if it's doing that, then Jesus Christ, I've got to do a recap at 1 in the morning. So our European friends will be very happy. Our American friends will be asleep. But yeah, Doctor Who, going to be covering it. Oh, I know I didn't want to. I might need help. Hopefully, Mecca, you're up late that night. I might need somebody to talk to after that. I might need some counseling. I'll call my sponsor. That's what I'll do. Everybody, thanks for hanging out with me today. You guys were fucking awesome. I can't thank you guys enough. You're just such a good group of people, and you're funny, and you don't let me, and you keep me honest, and I appreciate that. I really do. All hail the Tribunal. All hail Mecha Random 42. All hail Tom and Rob from Midnight's Edge After Dark. All hail fucking Doomcock. Please check them out. And all you wonderful patrons, you guys are awesome. All of our subs, thank you to all the new subs. We're almost at 6,000. I mean, I couldn't be happier. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun. So I will see you guys tomorrow or later tonight. Y'all have a great day. Be safe. Be good to each other. And yeah, and definitely stay nerdy and be proud. Nerd and proud. All right. All hail the Tribunal. Ciao, everybody.